maybe I'm just a normal. What the fuck? I haven't had any of these like experiences.
Right?
Hang out
like,
with Jose, bro.
Like, I do, and we
Right?
we just talk about China, bro. Like, we don't do any of this shit.
You're doing it wrong, Dill. Yo, welcome to the Dirty Tablecloth Podcast. Just here with the dirtiest of all tablecloths.
The dogs.
You already know, haven't watched this shit since like episode 109.
Yeah. At least there's not pizza on it.
Yeah,
there's not pizza sauce.
That was
on
the
it.
first time we watched it, actually. But before we go any further, welcome to the Joystick Show, which is the actual name of this podcast. With our very stained tablecloth.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting around the tablecloth, I'm Bobby.
Dylan.
Joey.
Jerry.
And we're here to hang out with you guys for yet another week and yet another episode of the Joystick Show.
Yeah.
Make sure to go ahead and like this episode. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to your boys so that we can have one happy, healthy YouTube ecosystem going on here. That just sounded like some business stuff. No,
it also sounded like
synergy.
something a global warmist would say.
Warmist?
Yeah.
Those are my favorite. That's my favorite
Global
occupation.
warmists.
Yeah. Just as a quick preface, I'm slightly hungover, dehydrated, and might have a slight cold because we drank yesterday.
Yeah.
We'll probably get into that soon in a
I
bit.
have that feeling you get when you wake up from a nap.
Yeah, I'm
You
just
got that
like
dazed.
I'm low energy is what I'm trying to say. I'm hoping it ramps up, but if it doesn't,
We got the chill side of the table.
pre-apologize.
Yeah, that's the chill side of the
And
table.
you guys will hold it up.
Only slept 30 minutes more, but
for
still.
sure.
Do you want to explain why you feel that way? Like what happened?
I want to explain one thing real quick, actually.
Right.
Before
Before
no, you know
that,
what? Let's stick with it.
before all of that though, make sure to subscribe.
I said all of it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Make sure to go ahead and like this episode. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to your boys so that we can have one happy, healthy YouTube ecosystem going on here. So make sure to like this episode, subscribe to
Damn,
your
you
boys.
did
Maybe it
quick.
happened so fast.
Yeah, I've kind of been doing this for 135
I know,
episodes.
but
It's
now
already ingrained,
it
man.
used to be like.
Remember when I used to have a hard time starting the
Yeah.
show when I would go through like 10 different bits? And I was
Like, oh yeah, that wasn't good. I don't like that one. Gasolina.
Word.
He's like, no, scrap that. Can't do that.
fuck it. No, I was gonna say to start with what Joey was segueing to. We're trying to make some more content happen on the channel, and we had something happen. I actually forgot to mention last week, but the previous episode, how do you say this? The episode before last episode of the Joystick Show went like mini viral in the sense that we got like 150 plus views when we typically get like 30 per episode.
I think the whole Irish community saw it.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Which was pretty cool. We cracked down the analytics. It turned out that we were, for the very first time, oddly enough, they started putting us at like in like the recommendeds of other
Like
videos
the
and stuff.
autoplay, and it would go on to the.
So I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's dope.
So
to
just the
crack the
fact that we were placed into the algorithm for that short span of time kind of like influenced us a little bit to be like, hey, let's actually make a video that would kick the fuck off if we were in that position. So then we just started thinking of some quote-unquote clickbaity shit. I kind of realized that the new Mario movie's coming out, which I'm actually really excited to see.
Yeah.
And I was like, dudes, we should just do a fucking little Mario-themed Let's Play. So, you'll see the video either before this or after this. It'll come out the same week as this podcast, but either enjoy or get ready to enjoy some Mario Kart. We played some Mario Kart. We chugged some beers.
Nice, yeah.
I thought... How do I put this? I thought it was going to be a lot more fun of an experience than it was.
No,
I agree.
And it ended up being more fun of an experience.
I had a good time.
Until 10 minutes afterward. And then I was like, you have to pay a price for this amount of fun, apparently.
Yeah, I felt sick. I love drinking. Like, I love going out. Like, let's go out and, like, drink. But when we sat down and we were playing the game and having to stop, for the rules of the game is Mario Kart, you have to finish all 3 laps. But you can't drive and drink at the same time.
And you have to finish your beer before the end of the race.
And you need to finish it. So that being said, the 4 of us finished 4 big cups of beer in 20 minutes or so.
Like we were recording for 26 minutes. So,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's just like, I don't know. I think just you don't realize like how like chugging beer like hits you.
Well,
you
you got to remember, I told you guys in advance, we were doing it with Corona.
Yeah.
I was telling you next time I'm gonna buy a light beer because that's the beers that people drink when they play like flip cup beer pong. You don't, it fills you up, but you don't feel sick because it's a lighter beer. So I was gonna go get like Coors Light or something like that.
Oh yeah, just the fucking Coors Light is literally like seltzer.
Yeah,
like a
Coors
bit of
Light is
beer.
like
Yeah,
the
where-
game beer.
I was
It's
about
like-
to say, now that I think about it, all the commercials are at parties, like so they're
Yeah,
not
exactly.
It's literally you buy a 36
That's why when you were
pack,
like when you were and you, at the start you were drinking Modelo, and that's a heavy beer.
so that just filled you up immediately.
that filled me up. Yeah,
Joey pulled a Jerry. He threw up in a cup.
yeah.
It wasn't
Threw
a
up in
clear
cup.
cup, so it was nice and you know, it was
was hidden.
discreet. Yeah,
Those are in.
exactly. So honestly, props. I don't know how you guys do that. I'm a
I'm a
I'm a fountain.
I'm a like at least 5.
I was at a friend's house like fucking last week, and I had local press, and it didn't sit right. And I was
damn.
low key upset because local press is
slaps.
expensive and it slaps,
Yeah.
and I wasted it all. I had to throw it up. And my head was like in the toilet, like literally, because I'd never been to their house before, so I wanted to be like respectful. So my head is like in the toilet, and I'm like, bah! And then I pull my head out, and it's like on my lap and on the floor, like not a lot, but I'm like, how did this fucking happen?
Nah, that was discreet, but there's one person that's seen me throw up 5 times, and I'm a little embarrassed that they know. It's one of my exes, and they've seen me throw up way too many times.
Pretty sure all of you have seen me throw up at least once.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen you throw up. I don't think I've seen Dylan throw up. Maybe I have.
No, I've thrown up at your house, so maybe.
Oh, maybe.
I got really drunk one time. We bought like a bunch of different alcohol. We went out and bought alcohol, and then Joey came back to the car, and he's like, "I got this."
There was one time
and
I
got
threw
that,
up outside of your
I
house
got
too.
this,
I remember
and
that.
I got
Actually.
that.
We were drinking, and I had a joint, and then it didn't sit right, and I was like,
You threw in his bushes. You threw
yeah,
up.
I was like, no, I threw up in the tree like your neighbors. I was like, I have to go take a walk, and I
Yeah.
walked like 10 feet, and I was like, this is what I have to do. And not to get gross, but like, I don't know why this just like jumped in my head. But when I was at that person's house and I was like throwing up, as I'm like, when you're throwing up, you're not in a happy mood. You're like, oh. But as I'm throwing up, like I told you, I was in the bowl. It like splashed back and got in my eye. And like midway, I'm like, oh fuck! Like I was just mad and throwing up. Like I was like, come on.
Yeah, I think just like throwing up, you just always angry, bro. It's
No,
like,
the
fuck.
thing is though, it's that it's
you're either
only
happy or you're angry.
unless you're like actually having a stomach virus, it's only like a 30-second
Yeah,
bad experience.
yeah.
Because then you're instantly like, I'm good, I'm ready.
By the
Right.
way, we really hope you've stuck around for this first chapter of the podcast.
Yeah.
It's been
A
great.
vomit.
No, but
This is actually only a vomit themed podcast.
you know what I never want to forget? Last thing to jump off. the
Yeah,
vomit
yeah,
thing.
the segue.
I don't remember who the fourth one was. I think it was me, Jose, you, and Dylan.
Okay.
We went to Bayside. I know it was for
You mean
sure.
5th one?
It was 4. I remember it was just 4. But it was me, you, Jerry, and Dylan. We went to Bayside. We stopped at a 7-Eleven, and we got mad snacks. Like I remember I got
Okay.
like a Slurpee and candy and all this stuff, and I was stuffing my face. I was smoking, and I felt it. Like I was like, oh man, I've got a vom.
Yo, I remember.
Yeah, so
this.
I remember I told you guys, I was like, guys, I'm gonna throw up, and they're like, go ahead and do it. So it was like the best way I could describe it. It was like maybe 12 midnight on a residential street. I just pull up.
We
to
were
a corner.
walking in the middle of the street.
Yeah,
too,
I just pull up
empty.
to a corner, do the hands on the knees, and I'm just fountain. But the thing is like I've dealt with stomach issues my whole life, so I hate to say it, but throwing up is like, let's just get it over with type of thing. So I remember I fountained it, and I remember Jerry and Dylan were just like, yeah, man. I mean, Jose and Dylan were like, yeah, man, get it out. You were stunned. I remember Jerry being like, what the fuck, man? Jerry's like,
Wait, what?
Yeah, we were young. We were like 19, 20. And you were
Jerry
like,
was like terrified.
Yeah, he was like, "Are you
scared?"
good?"
Jerry was concerned.
yeah, he was like, are you good? I was
Me
like,
and Jose
yeah.
were like, damn. Okay.
Yeah, Jose and Dylan were like, go ahead, bro. Yeah, but Jerry was like, are you good, bro? I was like, yeah, don't worry about it.
And we had a whole
Imagine
Slurpee.
Jerry
I was sweating
never-
my ass off. But I was
Imagine
just-
Jerry never saw anyone throw up before, and that was his first time.
What the
seeing-
fuck is?
It's great.
Yo, just to bring up a second thing.
Yeah.
How about a little interactive segment with our viewers at home? you know?
Oh. Okay.
Not really like a segment, but more of a question. But we can get you in on it. It's something. Let's conversate here for a second. As you can see on the table, something needs to get replaced ASAP. And believe it or not, as I've made numerous mentions to it already, it is not the tablecloth.
It is not the tablecloth.
It is not. It is actually our candle.
Yes.
Really quickly, if you can take a look, I'm gonna bite the bullet and uncensor the candle. But it's a full candle. Like, there's a lot of candle left, except we broke the wick. And there's also a dead moth in the candle that Dylan killed fucking 30 episodes ago.
Yeah, at least.
That, I kid you not, I won't be able to show
Should we
it.
just light the
It's
moth?
merged.
Do you think that would work?
That's sadistic.
It's fused.
Wait, we're gonna use the body of the dead moth to light our candle?
For the record, I'm
I
literally.
feel. I mean, we gotta. I mean,
That's
Dylan,
metal.
Dylan, smile in
gotta
the
do it.
background because you murdered this moth. Hold on. I want people to know that like this is actually.
how do
the
I do it?
moth.
Like here?
Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. So yeah, that's the moth that is still dead and remains like fossilized in that candle for
Forever.
over 30 episodes. And it's time for us to get a new candle.
Yeah.
And I said a little while ago, like
So
last
long,
episode,
moth.
that help us pick a fucking candle.
I'm probably honestly. I told myself that the next time I was gonna go to the candle making place
You were
that I
gonna
would make a
make one,
candle.
yeah.
Have not been to that fucking place.
Right.
I
yet.
bought a candle and I don't know where I did with it. I lost it.
No, you bought a candle for Joystick and it's here somewhere. Like we still have it, but the thing is, we use it in like October for the seasonal spooky shit.
I have another candle for myself.
So as we're entering the
Personal.
spring season, drop it in the comments. What kind of scent do you think we should be looking for?
We'll look for the scent.
For candle 6, I think at this
Yeah.
point. It's been a long time, boys. Judge it in terms of candles, but
Should we? I feel like we gotta just buy like the Jesus candle. You know?
oh,
the
like
big,
go to
man.
the big like
the blood of Christ
yeah.
candle.
the
I have
botanica
those
ones.
The
candles. I
botanica.
have those
The
candles.
botanica
The botanica
candles.
candles.
My mother uses those candles.
I think we turn off all of these lights, and the only light on our face is just hundreds of botanica candles just all over this room.
But low key, I find that a vibe.
It would be a
Yeah.
vibe.
It's
It'd be
like-
like that
be a
scene in
vibe.
John
All the
Wick 4 in
candles by me.
church.
It's like these candles are going to make me funny. You know, because they all do something.
No, we
Get a
there's
bunch of, like, little
saints.
trays
There's
for
a
them.
saint of comedy and a
Yeah.
saint of music and stuff. I'm sure there's someone there.
Your Catholic churches ever used to have those fake candles that you put the dollar in and
Yeah,
you
the
press
coins. Or
I
whatever.
would push all of them
Yeah.
without putting a coin in.
My
Oh.
parents were very like anti that. They were like, "You never do that."
Same.
And I was
parents
like,
were, don't
"Cool, I'm gonna do this every time you're not here."
Where every time I walk by, just and touch like 5 candles and like, oh, now it's so pretty.
And you
Looks
know what's
natural.
like I eventually grew up and I saw like the the symbolism behind it. You're like, oh, you donate it and you like you what you call it, you like in memory of somebody, you light the candle for somebody, right, that you've lost or whatever. So I was like, oh, that's really sweet. And then our priest passed away. I think I mentioned it on the podcast a few months ago, or like a month ago. And we went to this really fancy church in Brooklyn for like services and stuff. And I remember it wasn't the mass. It was just like, I've never been to the funeral services for a priest, but they do it in a church and it's open coffin and a bunch of other people come to like, celebrate or whatever. So for like an hour, I was just bored walking around this giant church, and I got to that like rack of electronic candles, and this little like fucking diminutive side of my brain was like, push that fucking button, just push those fucking buttons. So in my head, I'm like, I even went through like a whole inner monologue where I'm like, don't push
Don't
the
do it.
button.
Don't
And
do
then
it.
I was like, and then finally
Angel,
I committed
devil
to
on the
it.
soul.
I committed to it, and I'm like, I'm gonna push that fucking button. I pushed the button. They were all broken. I put like every single candle. Every single candle didn't work. I got pissed. I went to like all 6 other candle racks. They didn't work.
That was
like,
God's way of just
I
being
think
like,
it was.
"F you.
I think it was.
F you, man. You're gonna push
This
all
is
these
what
buttons?"
you get. I was
He's like, I feel like it's just God.
it's God. Like, there's a dead guy right there. Like,
At a funeral, man.
At a funeral?
there's already lit candles.
You know what's funny? I didn't know that they were supposed to be for loved ones. I thought they were just supposed to let people know that this candle was reserved for my prayer or something.
No, it is technically.
Yo, I'm
but
here. Yo,
You're right.
Yeah, like,
you're,
I'm
Post
here.
it up at the church.
But now that I think about that, my priest must have thought, damn, there's a lot of
dead people.
dead people here in New York. There's a lot of dead people.
Every time
in
the
this-
Ortega family comes to fucking church,
Yeah,
man.
man.
I got some bodies. Damn.
I think the father's killing a lot of people.
At least they're praying over him.
It's like some moth vibe.
Mothman.
Joey killed a moth actually
Yeah,
today.
taking my place.
I'm the moth killer.
He
for
took
today.
a moth life. How does it feel?
Murder.
Like they're not that intrusive of bugs.
So you're fine with it? You're just.
No, I feel bad that I did it.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
They're like the ugly butterfly.
Aren't you afraid of moths at one point?
Yeah, but I just don't like bugs.
Yeah.
I don't like bugs either.
You didn't like bees
Yeah.
either, right?
Yeah, I don't like
I
bugs.
don't
I just
like
don't
anything.
like flying things.
Would
that
you
make,
want
like,
an ant
noise
crawling
from
on you?
flying? Like, bro.
I don't
fucking-
like.
I mean, an ant's like
bugs are like
smacking.
annoying.
I'm just
yeah.
particular
Yeah.
about bugs. Like I'm afraid of like roaches and stuff like that, but I'm not really afraid of moths, even bees. I'm not terribly afraid of spiders. It's just roaches for some reason.
I'm
not
afraid of
scared
roaches
of
or spiders or
roaches.
anything.
No, I see
just
them
don't
and I'm like,
Roaches
nah.
are just fucking ugly.
Yeah, that's
it.
why. Like if I
Like
go
water-
in,
All
water
bugs
bugs
are
too.
fucking ugly.
If
I
I-
don't want any bug on me, to be honest.
I've seen a cute ass yes, bee.
I've
I've seen a cute little
Nah,
bee.
I don't like.
Yeah, I don't like flying because that's gonna
You
land
know?
on you, and you're like, like
You don't know where that shit's been.
Like, if I
sometimes
walk
when
in-
stuff lands on you, you get like that like marks and shit. Like butterflies land on you, you get like
Oh, those little.
you
like,
feel the
like
little
residue.
hairs, the residue of their hairs.
Fucking, I was gonna say, like, if I go into the kitchen at like 1 a.m. and there's just like a roach in the middle of the kitchen, I'm like, I'm not hungry. I'm good. I'll just go right back upstairs.
You wouldn't even kill it?
Nope. That's
Damn.
not,
You
that's
can't-
not
have
my job.
Joey, have you tried killing a roach before?
I've been the roach killer for one of my exes in their small studio apartment.
Oh,
It's
okay.
out of my pay grade.
Because it's like I've the amount of times I've like seen roaches in the hallway and shit, and I've been like, got him.
I've been in
"Fuck her, bro."
yeah, I've been in relationships where like every girl I've dated, they handle that shit, and they know. They're
That's
like,
great.
yeah, no, I'm good. I'll handle literally everything else. You need me
I'll
to you need me to pull you out of a burning car. I don't know how we got in that situation, but I got you.
If
But
there's
what
a
if the
roach
If
in
there's
the
a roach in that burning car, you're dead, bitch.
I'm imagining your future wife in the passenger seat and the roach like this in the driver's seat.
Go ahead.
Go,
Do it,
kid.
Bobby. Saved your
What the
wife.
fuck is this? A Family Guy cutaway?
My brain works in Family Guy cutaways.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My,
definitely.
my brain has been corrupted by that shit.
you get that cutaway back to the house music.
Family, you don't understand, man. God, this is like.
We do understand.
I know you
We had a
understand.
whole.
Understand.
We had a me and you entire episode that was like just Family Guy.
Yeah.
So I think
It's just like, man, like it's not even like specifically anything to do with like how much I like it or whatever. It's just the fact that for the past like 2+ years, I've fallen asleep every night to Family Guy. Not because I want to, just because it's like I've mentioned it before that when I go to bed, I like to put on shit that I don't necessarily like care about,
yeah.
right? So especially with the show like Family Guy that I've seen so many times before, it's not like I really like pay attention.
it's the same thing every time.
But
too.
now I'm starting to realize a really negative trait that's happened where I've seen all of these episodes too much that like I'm ready to go to bed and like my head meets pillow, my eyes are fading out,
And
and
you
then
know exactly
a
when to go.
line hits, and then in my bed I'm just like, yeah, that's what I just say the line at the exact same time, and I'm like, I can't. I just want to like keep watching the show just to say all the lines, and I'm like, this isn't healthy.
That's
Like,
funny.
No.
And it's the perfect show to fall asleep to because you just like watching like a cutaway, like a 30-minute joke. I mean, 30-second joke, 30 minutes.
You know, I'm not to toot my horn. I could speak to this a little bit. This is definitely my forte about whether or not Family Guy is a good sleep show. And I'll tell you one big con about sleeping to Family Guy is how that
There's songs.
if that's a huge one because you'll go to
show
sleep
tunes.
and then there's a
right.
show tune and you're like, shut the fuck up.
I have a big thing as someone who woke up to David Byrne several times.
Yeah.
Like I hate
But
the
also
music
just like
fucks me.
with especially with like cutaway gags, especially when they're like action oriented. The show will be mad quiet, and then you'll just hear like explosions or something, and you're like,
The chicken fight all of a sudden.
That's like half of them. They're chicken fights. And the funny thing is I watch the show so much that I know exactly what it is.
And
without
you're
having to
angry
see-
about it.
exactly.
Like you're dreaming, you have your eyes closed, and you're envisioning exactly how the fight looks,
Yeah.
like exactly what it looks.
I actually have a way that I go to sleep though. I can't believe I'm announcing this.
You
Like in
count
public.
sheep?
No, it's way worse.
Oh.
I start verbally explaining all of the plots of that episode of Family Guy until I fall asleep.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm like the A plot, and they're all stupid. So it's like Peter grows a mustache, and then he thinks that he's way more macho, and then he burns the mustache off. But then he gets a lifetime supply of burgers to McBurger Town, and then he saves the guy from McBurger Town, and then he gets a stroke because he eats too many of the burgers.
Yeah, then he goes
Meanwhile,
paddles down to
Stewie,
REM.
yeah, it's like
and then he's like slowly dozing.
exactly. That's exactly how it goes. I'm very sad. So,
Amazing. With
yeah.
me, it's just like YouTube autoplay,
I can't.
and
do
then I
that.
wake up to like a murder document. No, it works because
I
it's like a
sleep
lot
to
of
Adult
those.
Swim.
A lot of narrators, especially on YouTube, they're not like the David Attenboroughs or whatever. They're not intense. They're usually either like low tone, or they're like nasally.
Are you ready for this? You have YouTube Premium.
Yes,
I was thinking about getting that.
Thinking about it.
I have YouTube Premium. I have not seen
Try
it.
that. Try sleeping to that shit with ads.
I have not. No,
where
no
every
ads.
fucking 7 minutes it's like, I have
I forget that.
arthroscolitis.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is,
I
but they
hate
have.
But it's
YouTube
always the
ads.
same ad. It's always the same ad.
It always is the same ad.
It always is. It's never anything different. They're like,
re-
oh, we're gonna know you. We know what ads you'll like.
I remember for a while I was getting this Arc'teryx ad. I don't even know. I think they're
it's
like
clothing brand.
yeah, they're like a
Clothing brand.
sports like
they wear like they make like windbreakers.
exactly
And shit.
for like snow and mountains and shit like that. So all their shit is like hiking and stuff. But I'll never forget like when that ad first rolled out at the end when it was like Arc'teryx. It's the Arc'teryx logo, but it's on top of the missing media picture that comes up in Premiere when like the computer can't find the clip. So somebody just edited that whole thing exported it, and then made it a YouTube ad. So that when you watch it, it's like Arc'teryx, but it looks terrible because it's Arc'teryx over like warning messages and all kinds of different Adobe
I know that.
languages.
The red screen,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
The missing link to media screen.
Yeah. I've experienced
And then
that.
I remember for a while they were playing that, and then it went away. When it came back, they fixed it, and I was like, oh my god, what a rookie fucking mistake.
I want to I don't know how long we're into the podcast. I want to introduce the cookies I got for you guys.
Go for it.
One of my classmates put in our group chat that we have. She said, "Hey, my daughter is in a Girl Scout, and she'd really like it if you guys would buy cookies from her. Here's the link." To which I was like, "Whoa, Girl Scouts, like they're not walking around with wagons anymore." Like,
they went online. I mean, imagine the pandemic. I feel like that was it. They were like,
bro,
"Yo,
like,
fucking put these
I've
shits
never
online."
experienced like in media. It's always like a bunch of Girl Scouts like dragging around a wagon. And growing up, I thought like, when are the Girl Scouts gonna like come to our house and deliver cookies?
He's waiting out. He's like, they never come.
They never
show up.
come. I thought it was because I live on a dead end.
It's all online now. I low-key hate that shit. It's like
It's
they
all
have them at
online. It's
schools.
like, hey, help Tiffany with her thing.
Yeah.
Here's the link.
yeah. I'm
But
like,
then
all
again, people say that, but then as soon as someone shows up at your fucking door, you're like, get the fuck
the
out
fuck
of here.
outta
Why the
here.
fuck are you at my door?
no, you're
Kick
not
the
wrong.
wagon. Kick the wagon
Nah.
over
But
down the block.
I feel like it
Send
ruins
your
the whole
kid
point of
black
like
room.
the kid actually being
Yeah.
part of the whole thing.
If a kid came to my door and was trying to sell me cookies, bro, I'm buying some cookies.
I know
If
Jerry's
somebody's
buying
trying to
those
get me
cookies.
some fucking waking me up at like 10 a.m., like trying to give me
actually
a
have-
lecture.
Now that I think about it, has a fucking salesman ever come to your house ever?
Me.
Never.
I've never had a salesman.
I've never had a
I've had
salesman.
salespeople
I've had Mormons.
I've had insurance people.
Yeah, I've had insurance
I've
people.
had the solar panel guy.
Yeah, I've had those.
No,
Yeah.
I've
but I've never had a salesman.
I've never had an actual sale. Like I remember Jose had a story where like a vacuum
I've heard
salesman,
that.
and I was like,
I
what
have
the
a question
fuck
for
is
you.
that?
Yeah, like imagine if the ice cream truck came and knocked on your door and was like, "Yo, you want some ice cream?"
Yo,
You would buy some ice cream.
it's like it's melting in his hand. He's like,
Listen, if it's pre-made, I'm gonna be like, give me a second. Let me get
Yeah, he already has
me
it
get
in
the
his hand.
250.
Like,
I'll
you
be
want
right
some? I got it right here.
That's what I'm saying.
That's some
I have it right
quality
here,
fucking
right now.
Service, bro.
We're
He's
selling
tipping.
chocolate.
Oh yeah, let me go get them.
Are they tagalongs? Are they thin mints?
No.
I don't. Those are the only two I know.
No,
Are they snickerdoodles?
no.
Are they?
Are they part of a pyramid scheme?
I'm gonna start making fake ones.
Is
Are
this
they,
actually-
are they lemon lizards?
Is this actually this is actually an MLM that Joey's running?
Oh yeah.
It's
At
like
the- at the
Girl
Girl
Scouts.
Scouts are-
Like one of them has a mustache.
It's actually the
All the
fudge
Girl
balls from
Scouts make
iCarly.
18 cents, but they were told they were make thousands.
No, it's a new episode. So we're sponsored by the Girl Scout cookies. All four of us were part of the troop. This is called Adventurefuls. It is brownie-inspired cookies with caramel-flavored cream and a hint of sea salt.
Wow, that sounds good.
And I had a box for myself. This is an unopened box that I want to share with you guys.
What's your consensus? What's your 1 out of 10?
If
on
they
the
bring these back
Adventurefuls?
next year, I'll buy them. I'll buy more of them. But
Hey.
yeah, let me open this for you.
Type.
Here we
Oh,
go.
this is fine.
These look mad good. What the fuck?
Yo, what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's like the little caramel thing right there.
Yep.
Salute, boys.
Boom.
Salute.
Got a little dollop.
Of Daisy.
Oh, so there's like a thin mint on the inside.
Pretty good.
I fucks with it.
I fucks with it too.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
My dad likes the samosas, which is their most popular, I think.
Is that what the Rock is?
Mm-hmm.
The Rock's mimosan.
Got it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's a pretty good cookie.
Do you guys remember like the?
why doesn't? I'm sorry to cut you off, but why don't the Boy Scouts like sell some shit?
Too busy making fire.
Ask Jose.
They're gonna sell like fucking like beef jerky.
We're the Boy Scouts. We're gonna sell beef jerky.
Bro, I'm low-key at a point, because, it's funny, we were talking about it before the podcast started. Joey was like, let me know if there's anything I could pitch in for, like, stuff on the podcast. And I said, one of the big things that I actually want, because as far as, like, film gear and stuff, I always get that stuff, because at the end of the day, that's stuff that I could always use no matter what happens. But I said if there's one thing I definitely want us to put a little money towards, that I've been saying for literally 2 years of the show, is to get the new table, right?
Yes.
Because featuring guests is, like, a big thing. But on the topic of guests, I'm at a point where like I want to start paying Jose to show up to one episode per year of the Joystick show, and then we just have him sit there and he just talks for an hour. We just listen to Jose, because that's pretty much every time we hang out with Jose.
No word.
And I'm not saying that in like a shitty way. It's just like Jose quite literally has stories up the fucking ass.
And like half of them I heard already and they're classic, and the other half I'm like, where the fuck was this?
Yeah, right. Even yesterday that we were hanging out, there was like mad new shit. Like, what the fuck? Like,
and there's like hypotheticals and everything the whole Anth give us, and we'll be like, whoa, we'll be there forever for him.
Because you went to the Boy Scout thing, and I can picture Jose sitting there and just like saying Boy Scout stories for like 45 minutes. Fucking.
Like making rocks.
Do you think he was like that as a kid too, like sitting around the campfire with the Boy Scouts and being like, so anyways, when I saw this.
You guys remember the story where he's like he biked into a tree or some shit like that?
On the bench?
Yeah, he biked into a bench at full speed.
Because he wanted to see what...
Just because he felt like it.
Oh, yeah. That's
what a fucking masochist.
I told people all the time, I'm like, Jose is the smartest and stupidest person I've ever met in my life. Yeah. Simple as that.
Sometimes you just need to know what happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Remember he told me a story. I don't know about it in full detail, but I think he went with like... He had to like buddy up with a friend in the Boy Scouts or something. I'm probably muddying up this story, but the basic thing is the same. And he told his friend or something, he was like, no, let's keep going further up the mountain. And then like he almost ended up dying because of like how thin the air was or whatever. And he like passed out and they had to find him or some shit like that.
Wild.
Yeah.
But that's like the epitome of Jose.
Jose was like, I had to drag him back to our camp.
No, I think Jose passed out.
Oh, they had to drag him back to camp.
Yeah, Jose kept going. And then
Jose was like,
but
no.
Jose won.
But he said it was okay.
That's Jose's mentality, bro.
But I'm okay. You almost died. And
secured the W.
Oh my god, that makes me want to tell you a story.
Yeah.
When you were a Boy Scout?
Nah, I remember. I'm gonna say fucking. We were young, man. It was so to talk personally about my endeavors with marijuana, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't smoke my first joint until I was like 18, 19, and then between the years of 19 to 21, smoking weed was a very eventful thing. It happened like twice a year. You know, somebody'd pull it out and be like, "Whoa."
Ceremonious.
Yeah.
You smoked it in a weird way. It was never normal. It was always like your friend of a friend got the weed.
And then 21, I got a cart and it was like, it's over from here. It's like, it's like, I'll get the dealer's number and that's that. But fucking, I'll never forget. I was about 20 years old. Jose had a boss. I don't remember the job he worked at. But the boss found out that like Jose used to smoke a bit. And he called Jose in, and Jose was like, oh, shit. But it turned out that the boss just also smoked a bunch and just wanted to, like, talk about it. So it turned out that this guy was, like, the type of guy who would, like, go to the South and, like, the Southwest to do peyote and all this crazy shit. And he's like, yeah, I've had all these, you know, crazy experiences and stuff. So he actually gave, it's so funny, it's his fucking boss, but his boss gave him, like, half an eighth of, or half a dime of some shit. And he's like, yeah, try it. You let me know. So Jose calls me up and he's like, yo, we're going to go Bayside. It's just me and him. We're going to fucking try it out. I'm like, all right, lit. This was back in the day. I'm going to throw you guys back. When Jose used to put it in the cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
We used to gut. That was how I used to do it, too, because I didn't know how to roll. I would gut the cigarette. I'd put the weed in it and then replace the filter. And that's how I used to roll them. So we did that. The whole fucking story is, I'll just start from the very beginning. We turn a corner and the whole plan was we're going to go to a gas station to get snacks, you know, pre-munch up. I remember, never forget, we toss it, we go to the corner, we get the snacks. On the walk back, we noticed that the car that we had just passed was an undercover cop car with uniformed officers in it. And we were like, oh, shit. But we were fine because we had just thrown it out, so we were like, crazy. We turned the corner, and we're talking about that. We're like, that's crazy. Like, yeah, da-da-da-da. And now we're on the block that we started at, but just, like, walking the opposite direction. I take 2 steps, and the sidewalk goes from this wide to this wide. And now I'm tightrope walking, and I'm like, oh, shit. Long story short, I'm like 90% sure that shit was laced with something. We always talk about that. And the main reason I think about that is we hung out for like 2 hours, like walking around. Remember, we got home. I remember we got fine. We were set. We were like, oh, wow, that was crazy. And we were like, all right, cool. We want to go to White Castle. We ate. He dropped me off home. I got out of the car and it hit me in a second wave. And I was like, what the fuck? I'll never forget that night ended with me in my room texting Jose like, yo, and he was like, yo, like we were just like that. And I remember I'm in my bed, all the lights are off, the windows are closed, and the only light that's coming from the room is from my phone. And for a second, I like zoned out and I thought I was in my grandma's house. And I was like, and then I looked and it like turned into my room and I was like, oh, like I'm home, like I'm good.
That's crazy.
Like that shit was wild.
Yeah,
man.
I think he gave you peyote. Yeah,
yeah, right.
Literally, that sounds like peyote or acid or like a light form of that.
I just remember that was also
wasn't that the Minecraft house or no?
Yeah, it was a bunch of shit like that. We kept that was the weird thing is houses. We started looking at houses and they started like moving. Like I remember Jose would say stuff like, yo, those windows look like eyes and that's the mouth. And then they would start like not talking or anything, but they'd start like making faces and be like, what the fuck? But I'll never forget. We had like a weird, almost like a paranormal experience that we shared
I've
that
had
night.
paranormal
Yeah, I feel like
experiences.
imagine if that was it. It was no laced. You were just got
Yeah,
fucking,
right.
you got fucking possessed
By
for
a
a minute.
ghost. No, we walked up to a house and we could see through the windows and there was shit hanging from the ceiling. And he was like, "What is that?" And as a joke, I was like, "Bro, they're chains and whips for their victims." And we got closer and it actually ended up being like Native American headdresses and like dream catchers and all that stuff like littered around. And we were like, "Oh shit." And then we walked to the side of the house, and next to the house was like an RV that had been gutted out, so it just has like grass growing under it and all that shit. And an animal must have been in there because they like scurried out. And I remember we were both like, "Oh shit!" Like we walked and we were like, "That was crazy." We took 2 steps, and I remember I was low key like I took a breath like that. And the best way that I could describe it was it felt like something cold had gone through my back and like come out of my chest.
As ghost.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. And then before I even had the chance to like say anything, Jose just goes, "Did you feel that?" And I was like, "What did you feel?"
Scary.
And he described it a little differently, but he was like, "It felt like something weird went through me." And I was like,
I felt
"Huh,
that.
yeah." And that was our cue to go home. That was like
that was it. That was the end of
night
it.
That's
over.
wild.
Yeah.
Nah, my experience. I want to be really quick with it. It was around maybe Christmas time, and we were walking around. I think it was like one of the richer neighborhoods here in Queens, and we turned a corner, and someone put like a Grinch on a motorcycle as like a Christmas decoration, and it was legit like on the street, like on the park, and we were like, "Oh shit, that's wild!" And we were walking closer to it, but as we were getting closer to it, Jose goes like, "Yo, it's kind of scary," and I'm like, "Yeah, word." He was like, "We should slow down." I'm like, "Yeah, we're not slowing down. We're getting closer to it." And as we're getting closer to it, we start like stopping a little bit, and we're like, "I think it's real." And then he's like, "That's not real." And I'm like, "Jose, I think it's real. I think that's a guy in a Grinch costume just sitting on his motorcycle right now." And the closer we got, the more realistic it looked. Like the fur was moving, he was breathing and everything. He was just like on the motorcycle, sitting perfectly. And we were like, "Oh shit!" And then we were like, "All right, we're getting closer now. We're getting closer." And there was a bush like right here. And as we get closer, the bush stops. And we looked to our left, and it was a giant skeleton from Halloween that they left there. And we looked up, we were like, "Oh, God." We thought it was like a giant that was like there to like stomp on us. And then we saw that it was fake.
Leave
and
the
we were like,
Grinch alone.
I was like, what the fuck?
"You should be scared of
I
me."
don't know what, like, maybe I'm just a normal. What the fuck? I haven't had any of these like experiences.
Right? Hang out
like,
with Jose, bro.
Like, I do, and we
Right?
we just talk about China, bro. Like, we don't do any of this shit.
You're doing it wrong, Dill.
Back in the day, I mean, also, like, me and Jose are also, like, where we actually do it. Like, Bobby and Jose accidentally did psychedelics. Me and Jose purposefully did psychedelics. So it is, like,
Me
that.
and Jose got drunk a lot.
But I never, like, where he runs into a fucking golem and, like, the Grinch. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
running
the
into, like,
Grinch was
fictional
there.
beings.
But you know what's funny? Me and Jose like purposefully looked for those. I think after that moment, like Bobby and you were like scared that we were like, we need to leave. Me and Jose have been like looking for them, like fucking paranormal investigators, like going off. Yeah, that's some bad vibes.
Jose and I have been hanging out the exact same way for approximately 12 years. It goes. Jose, it's like we're hanging out. Jose comes through. Jose sits down, and then he's like, "Yo, have you heard about this?" And then Jose explains it for 10 minutes, and I'm like, "Whoa!" I ask a couple questions, and then I'm like, "But have you heard about this?" And then that happens for about 3 hours every time we hang out. Last time, I swear it went exactly like this. He was like, "Yo, the Warhammer lore, it's insane, bro." And I was like, "Yeah." And like it got to a point where at first it was cool, but then I low-key started getting like phasing out. But in my head, I'm just like, just remember a couple of things so you can ask some questions at the end. So then I'm like, "Yeah, so what happened when that guy that you mentioned," he's like, "Oh, so yeah, that guy." And then after that's done, it's like, "All right, cool." Then it gets quiet, and I'm like, "I ever tell you when Superman almost flew into heaven?" Like, and he's like, "Nah, tell me about that."
And friends out here acquiring knowledge, bro.
Yeah, that's
Bro,
literally
fucking
us. We just teach
exchanging
each other
lore.
shit.
The way to do
Bro,
it.
fucking, we just be talking about anime, even though he doesn't watch anime anymore.
Bro, we gotta build
He's
up
a
the
Anymore.
non-weeb, non-gamer.
We gotta build up the joystick universe, man.
Jose, I think he gets real deep with me. I'm not gonna share what he shares with me, but he gets like real emotional with me.
I know he does too with us. It's just,
All right, cool.
yeah.
I was like, damn, he's talking about anime and video games. Like, he comes to me and it's like therapy. Me and him, we're just like,
Oh no, yeah, no. Especially when depending on the substance.
Yeah.
Not that Jose is in a better place now.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
But
he
back
is.
in the
Not
day.
that he wants to be, but he is in a. Also, he's very much alive. You know, he's in a better place on the mortal plane.
If
Like, He's in Jersey right now.
He's
He's chilling. We were with him
chilling.
yesterday.
He's in Jersey.
I didn't think dead when I said it. I thought people would think I meant rehab facility.
But you heard it. Like,
He's in a better place.
He's in a better place, getting the help he needs. When Jose's just at home, like at Home Depot or fucking play.
Jose's
watching
ideology
TV,
is
or
like,
at my
bro,
house.
just stop.
literally watching
stop.
YouTube, like fucking.
yeah, we're.
Take a cookie, man.
I was gonna say when are we building up the Joystick cinematic universe, bro?
Who else is in it?
I don't know. We got to bring in some people.
Our Halloween counterparts are probably in it.
Oh, the can I date the person I played from fucking the first Halloween?
Oh, the woman?
blonde with the fucking
the
pants.
Farrah Fawcett woman.
Yeah.
Can I be the banana again?
Yeah.
Can I be Beetlejuice?
Wait, what are you
Kiss
guys
the
talking
banana?
about?
Huh?
What are we talking about?
Don't worry about
I don't watch movies.
it. You don't watch any of those Joystick movies that those Joystick guys?
I
make?
heard Beetlejuice.
I said, when are we gonna do the Joystick cinematic universe? And
Yeah.
then it I don't know.
How
where
many
I don't know what
Beetlejuice
happened.
from. What happened?
We don't put on a lot of costumes. We don't do a lot of skits as we used to.
Yeah, why not? What's up with
I don't know.
that?
We
Yeah.
should.
Time.
Yo, what happened to the banana costume?
I still have that shit. I've been wearing that shit for like 6 years, dog.
Bro, I have a cat in a hat costume. Let's make a skit about a banana
Bro,
and cat in a hat.
I bought all the Mario
They're
hats
best
to do
friends.
the fucking Mario Kart thing, and then we couldn't get the Luigi
Bro,
one.
I have like a bunch of toy fake weapons in my closet.
You do.
This sounds like a great time, Joey. This sounds
Yeah.
like a lot of fun. I just want to play date. I don't even want.
Let's go LARPing.
Where we go to Forest Park.
Hey,
Hey,
the
I
hat
actually-
with the
no,
sword.
I keep all my cosplay costumes. I keep all my costumes that I ever done in like schools and plays, and I keep my cosplay costumes. So I just got a closet full of
I'll
costumes.
tell you what, we'll write one of those fun like Spider-Man and Elsa sketches where all of your cosplay characters meet and then you play all of them.
Sure.
And you're just
No.
like, whoa, Spider-Man,
Oh,
Fallout Kid, oh my god!
Ash
And
Wood,
then at the end of
everything
it, it just like pans out, and the three of us just have like coffee mugs and are like watching you through a window in a straight jacket, just like. It was nice knowing Joe. It was fucking.
I'm actually imagining where it's like, because I know some of them were from when you were skinnier and you were younger. So I would like to see like me or Jose wearing one of the tight ones, and he just cuts and it's
That
like, yeah.
Spider-Man bodysuit.
What's up?
I remember one of my cosplays came in, and Jose didn't know that I do that for Comic-Con. So when I was like, oh shit, my Spider-Man costume came in, Jose was just really taken back, like, why do you have that? And I was like, oh, because I'm going to be dressed up, I'm going to be wearing it. Like, I think I was like beating around the question, like, because I'm going to wear it.
Yeah.
And he was like, why? like, why do you have that? Jerry, thank goodness Jerry was here to help him explain, like, because he does Comic-Con. And he was like, oh, okay. He's thinking that I'm like wearing that around my house, running around.
Just like every day you wake up in the morning, you're like,
Nah, it's because I don't know, like being like a growing up like traditional Spanish household, you don't like grow up like putting on costumes.
Putting on
and
costumes
shit.
still and shit.
Like
yeah.
Halloween is like weird. Like even in, I mean, I know for Jose like Halloween is weird, but even for me, like where Halloween wasn't like weird, like in a like religious.
You didn't
sense.
celebrate Halloween?
No, I did, but like not. I didn't get like big costumes often. I would get like a ninja costume or some shit like
There
that.
you go. Put this shirt on.
ninjas don't
Easy.
complicate with Jesus, you know, they keep it pretty separate.
Ninjas and Jesus.
Yeah.
Or they
Yeah,
go
it wasn't
hand
like
in
a
hand.
Jesus
There's
thing.
probably
It's just
that
like,
probably
oh,
exists,
why do you want to
right?
do that?
Like
Ninja
like,
Jesus.
Throw a Google
No.
on Ninja Jesus.
I bet he does, Dylan.
Yeah.
No, that's
Ninja
not what I
Jesus,
meant.
please.
And
like,
please find me that religion because I'm switching over. That's fucking sick as hell.
Yeah, I meant like Catholic approved like Halloween
Halloween
costumes.
costumes.
What are
Okay.
Catholic approved Halloween costumes?
Let's look it up.
Vegetables.
Probably the devil.
Movie costumes.
Any
Power
Superman.
Rangers.
Any like horror movie. would
John the
be loved.
Baptist. Go with a
John the
beard and a
Baptist.
cane. Nah, fucking real quick. No, this fucking kills me, man. I don't feel like nobody here is gonna remember it. Maybe Joey. This is how old this was. This was when Genesis 3 was happening.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was like fucking 2018, 19.
Yes.
We were very young at the time. I think this group of people was me, Jose, Joey, and Jerry. And
Okay. Honestly, this might be earlier because I feel like I was like elevator gig or something.
maybe,
you
and
know?
fucking that might be exactly what it was. And the only reason I bring it up is because Joey was talking about like the toy weapons in his closet. Remember when we were at your house in the attic upstairs in your room, and you pulled out a Mega Bloks set,
Oh yeah.
and it just turned into Jose and I throwing Mega Bloks at Jerry's head. And every time they would hit Jerry's head, they'd make like that hollow thunk, and it'd be like, "Stop, dog, stop!" And Jose was crying, bro. Like he was like, "Ah!" Like he couldn't stop. And then just like egging Jose's laugh on, I would just grab a tiny one and throw it in Jerry's head, and he got so tight.
It's
I
fucking
got up
great.
and stepped on his body.
Yo, Jerry really did lose it.
But the funniest part, like obviously this shit must have hurt, but every time you got hit, you just heard ding.
It doesn't hurt. It's just annoying.
It wasn't, but that sound was the funniest fucking thing. The little clunk.
Yeah.
Stop!
Yeah, it wouldn't
I
get
saw
that far
traces
now.
of fucking Ronfi in that one. Ronfi fucking yelled at you for the Dwayne Wade jokes, bro.
Nah, if it was Ronfi, he would have called hands.
Oh yeah, I've seen that firsthand, man.
You probably caught them.
yes.
Crazy. Oh
Nah.
fuck,
I'm nice to my friends.
man. Fuck, that makes me want to bring up one last thing.
One
Do
last
it.
thing.
We have
Do
time.
it.
I'm doing it. I don't care.
And then Jeremy.
Hey, we talked about fucking.
Have another cookie.
We
while
talked
you're
about
at it.
hitting our friends. We talked about Jose. So this is perfect. There, I'm good. Fucking, I want to tell the story about when we went to see Joey's performance at LaGuardia College. When we all- when we
Oh
all-
yeah, what, that we didn't.
Yeah, shut up. You know, this is a great story, right? It's a 10 out of 10
We
story.
came late.
Listen,
It's cool.
no, it wasn't even our fault. We got together. I'll never forget the group. It was me, Jerry, Jessica, Jose, and Dylan.
Yes.
The 5 of us got together, and we were on our way to go to your school to check it. And then on the E, we got stuck for like half an hour.
Yeah, and then it went local after
Exactly.
that.
Oh,
we
fuck.
got
It's not
fucked.
your fault.
So we actually got out of the train the exact time your play was starting. Keep in mind, we still needed like that 10-minute walk to get to the school.
All right.
But the reason we were pissed is we got to the school and they were like, it's sold out. And we had tickets. So we were like, we have tickets. And they're like, we just sold it out. And then I remember we were like, so you just sell the tickets even though like we have them purchased? And they were like, we don't know what to tell you. So fucking the best part of the story is from the very even like getting on the train and going, Jose is very different. Jose is noticeably fidgetier, upset off the bat, you know? So we're just like, all right, cool. Remember I started egging him on. I'm like, well, you good? You good? And at one point on the train, he like hit me in the chest. He was like, just relax. And I was like, oh, he's mad about something. So fucking, but the whole thing is it's puzzling me. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy mad about? So we get there, we get denied, and Jose is upset. So upset, we leave. We're crossing the street, and there's one of those like plastic traffic dividers in the middle of the street. And Jose cocked back and hit it with so much force that he actually slid it down the street. And we were like, oh, fuck. So then, like, as we're walking down, I remember Jose is, like, a little behind us with Jerry or whatever. And it's me, it's again, the 5 of us with Jessica. We're, like, walking towards the McDonald's there to go eat. And it hits me. I'm like, Jose blew off something to be here.
Yeah.
I was like, that's why he's upset. So I said it out loud. I was like, Jose, what did you blow off to be here? And I remember Jose didn't even say it. Jose just like looked at Jerry and gestured Jerry to tell me. And Jerry goes, Jose blew off getting blown to be here.
I don't remember that.
Jerry was gonna meet up with Jose was gonna meet up with a girl that he had been seeing at that time, and he literally told her, he was like, I can't today. I'm gonna go see my friend's show, support him. Da 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 da. You're supposed to go hook up with that girl.
I remember him telling me, he was like, Joey, I want you to know I'm so upset that I'm not here. And he says, not only because I'm your friend, but I missed a really good opportunity today. And he goes, I want you to know I'll do anything for you. I'm going to do anything for you.
And that's when Jose became celibate.
No, yeah, right.
But no, literally. I think after that, it was like no
And
more.
fun part, that's not even the best part of the night. The best part of the night is how it ended. We went to McDonald's to eat, and Jose got all of his frustrations out by using his homebrewed phone to turn off the Wi-Fi at McDonald's as we were watching a guy working on his laptop at McDonald's. And I remember he's doing it, and I'm like, you're an asshole. And he's like, I don't care. He turns off the Wi-Fi, and the guy's like,
He did that?
Yeah.
How did he do that?
I had the app too.
yeah, Jose homebrewed his
Wild.
phone and had like an app where you could shut down Wi-Fi networks if he was on it. And we were like, fucking crazy.
That's wild.
Mhm.
Man, that's
I'm
funny.
pretty sure that's the same McDonald's he took that video with that sleeping Mexican man.
Oh, yeah.
It's my favorite Jose video. Yo.
Oh.
Anyway,
what's up with
Times,
people
good
sleeping
times.
at fast food restaurants?
that's the place to do it, bro.
Yeah, where else are you gonna sleep? At home?
Right, you have a point.
On the street in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about that yesterday.
The streets of Japan.
Right.
They just give you water if you're drunk on the streets of Japan.
So I think this is a good place to break it on over to the jam and the yam of the
Break
week.
it on over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have to fucking. Oh, I know what
Yeah.
it is, but I just need to reconvene.
I know what the song is, but I forgot the singer.
Did everybody forget?
No. I'll go.
Ready.
Yeah. So my yam of the week is "Lay It All on Me" by Brevin Kim. I didn't really know who this was, but they're like a duo, like a brother, two brothers. One produces, one sings. It's pretty good. Has like a very like I forget the name of it. What's the Unholy, like the Sam Smith song that's like popping off right now. It sounds like that kind of, but like more indie. It's good. Mega good.
My jam of the week is simple. It's Candle Flame by Jungle and Erick the Architect from Flatbush Zombies. Very good, very fun, kind of disco-y dance song with a rap break in it. So
Sounds dope.
I'm gonna do my
Erick.
best that side of the table impression. My jam of the week is "Change" by Deftones.
Wow. I wonder who it is.
that's weird.
Crazy. I wonder who it is.
I also listen to Deftones. Hey.
Oh, cool. Yeah. It's the definitely. That's why you said that side of the table.
I just want you to know that in the last 2 episodes Jerry's been on, his slam or his bam has gone from 100 gex to Deftones.
Not even a hyper pop 100 gex song, a children's 100 gex song.
Next week Jerry's gonna be like, my song is from Panic at the Disco.
My song is
Hey.
Gojira.
Listen, these are not supposed to be in a playlist.
They're gonna be, and you're gonna be shamed for it.
My slam comes from my shirt because every time I put it on, I think of the song. This is Spooky Island from Scooby-Doo. The song is called "Land of a Million Drums" by the Urban Underground Society, and it's I hear it every time I put on this shirt. I hear the song and I end up singing it like whenever I put it on.
It's the soundtrack of your life.
It is, man. Like this is a.
You know
I
what?
wish this place was real.
You know what shirt I would low-key wear? I'd wear a Hex Girl shirt.
I think they do sell those shirts.
That'd be fire. But like if it were the actual band logo,
Like a
that'd be-
band logo,
yeah.
not like the cartoon.
Yeah,
logo.
No, I would want like a tour shirt.
Yeah.
Like they have
Yeah,
actual
that'd-
tour
that'd be
dates.
sick,
Like,
that'd be dope.
That'd be sick.
It's like or like a Chip Skylark.
Yeah,
like
I'd buy that shit in a
concert.
heartbeat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't
Like
show
the
the
dates.
cartoon, but make it look like it was
Yeah.
an
The Shiny
actual
Teeth tour.
Yeah.
That's
probably
good.
featuring
Brittany.
Dental Dre or some shit like that.
I was gonna
you
say
know?
the boys who
Britney.
cry from fucking
That's
SpongeBob.
Oh, let's go.
No, featuring Ember.
Bro.
There you go.
Ember.
That's a good one.
That's
That'd be a
legitimate
dope.
fucking merch right there.
Fucking thanks for watching the Joystick Show. We had a good talk. Talked about I actually don't remember.
we
anything
said words.
talked
We
about.
said last like 15 minutes was Jose for sure.
Jose, a little bit of weed, vomit. That was a big one.
That was
And
gay.
Vomit,
Candle.
Candle. Yep.
candle,
Cookies.
and cookies.
Just gonna start saying one words. Watch
then-
show good.
Yeah.
Like
Subscribe.
subscribe.
Thanks.
Why you sound like Obama?
I sound like the Asian guy who thinks he's Obama.
I love that guy.
America.
Run, to go hug, sing it, Queen Wing Home on.
Is it racist if Joey's doing an impression of an Asian man doing an impression of an American? Because I don't feel like it's racist.
It's not. It's my own dialect.
Yeah.
You're making fun of it.
I think